We gather here to celebrate and honor the incredible careers of our beloved school principals. It is with mixed emotions that we bid them farewell as they embark on a new chapter of their lives. It is a splendid night to celebrate the professional life of 6 principals who have toiled and now, for various reasons, have retired. I must admit, you look splendid tonight. Yes, let's give it up to them. Look at this young chap there, Mr. Fenel, with his young, the attire made a statement there. So yes, it is always a warm and welcoming difference to have many principals in the same space to celebrate this milestone of our colleagues who have served with honor at their respective education institutions. We are here to celebrate our colleagues, so this is a momentous occasion. Throughout their tenure, these principals have been guiding lights, the pillars of our educational institutions. They have dedicated their time, energy, and passion to shaping the minds of countless students, instilling in them a love for learning and a belief in their own potential. Their leadership has been transformative, creating a positive and nurturing environment where students thrive, teachers excel, and the entire school community flourishes. They have not only embraced the role of an administrator, but have also been mentors, confidants, and cheerleaders for all those under their care. Their unwavering commitment to education and their ability to inspire and motivate others have left an indelible mark on our schools. Their tireless efforts have paved the way for innovation, ensuring that our students receive the best education possible. The National Principals Association of St. Lucia has a duty to recognize the work of members who have given years of service to this country as principals. In fact, I will not be surprised that most, if not all, the retirees, a few have spent his or her entire life in the field of education. As members of NPA St. Lucia, some of you did not just contribute financially, but lent your voice to support causes, shared opinions on various issues impacting the profession, offered advice to colleagues in dealing with matters, providing support to members and the organization when it was required. Honoring members while they are still with us is a privilege, and we must capitalize on it. Definitely. There are no shortcuts to taken when honoring our own. So tonight we salute Miss Teresa Johnny, Therese, Mrs. Marcelina Newton-Joseph, not here physically, but has sent a representative and is following virtually. Mrs. Winnie Cage King, Mr. Terence Fenelon, Mr. Davis Thomas, and Mr. Peter Louisy. District 2, yes, I know you're in the house. For those of us who are or were principals, we know how demanding and taxing this job is. We know how difficult it is to deal with the continuous flow of issues that come our way and the demands placed on us. As we reflect on their achievements, let us remember the countless lives they have touched, the students who have found their passions, the teachers who have been empowered, and the parents who have entrusted their children to their care. Their impact extends far beyond the walls of the school, shaping the future of our community. We are honored to have officials of the Ministry of Education present to share this occasion with us, especially our newly appointed Chief Education Officer, Ms. Beverly Diodone, and Deputy Chief Education Officer Instruction, Mr. Cyrus Sipal, who are both members of this noble body, and they too are past executive members of this august body. So they know what it takes to put together an occasion like this. Let us acknowledge them for still recognizing the value of such occasion. We are thankful to the family and friends who came out to help us celebrate this occasion. I hereby present excuse for Mrs. Marcelina Newton, who is out of state and unable to attend, but we welcome her representative who is present here with us, and I give her a big shout out in virtual land. This event is usually our culminating activity on our calendar of activities for the academic year. Unfortunately, since COVID pandemic, it has not returned to its rightful place in July. However, we are always looking forward in planning and organizing this special farewell for our hardworking, committed, successful, and dedicated principals who are making their way out of the education system after providing long years of service to a sector which is vital to any country's economic and social development. The executive of the National Principals Association has always placed great emphasis on their retirement functions, and this one is no exception. We are grateful to the Ministry of Education for collaborating with us in honoring you, the retirees. NPA St. Lucia wishes the retirees good health during this new chapter, good luck in their new endeavors, and great success in new projects such as you retire. You will always be remembered for your accomplishments and contributions at your respective schools and districts. Thank you for your years of hard work and dedication to this profession and to our country. I am sure you did your personal reflections and can share anecdotes from your journey, the challenges you overcame, the milestones you celebrated, and the gratitude for colleagues, mentors, and the organization. Retirement from work does not mean retirement from NPA membership. I say that in all my speech every year. Or continued support for your school or another school which may need your expertise. I look at you and see individuals, yes, who are still so full of energy and vitality. According to the mighty sparrow, age is just a number. I know my good friend Mr. Peter Louisy knows about that. Just look out for him on the dance floor later, and my other special friend and mentor, Mrs. Snack, who retired but still provides her expertise at schools when called upon. So I'm always pleased to see the likes of past stalwart principals present at this symbolic ceremony, as they too were once honored and celebrated. Your presence here is testimony the work of tonight's retirees. I bid you all a very warm welcome as we begin this auspicious occasion and hope we all enjoy the evening's proceedings. We look forward to engaging our retirees, not only in bidding them farewell, but also to having them socialize and dance away the old as they welcome the new.
Thank you for being part of this significant event as we gather to honor and celebrate the exceptional careers of 6 distinguished educators each of whom has left an ineradicable mark on the landscape of education. Tonight, we come together not just to say farewell, but to express our deepest gratitude for the dedication, passion, and unwavering commitment these educators have demonstrated over the years. As we stand on the cusp of bidding farewell to 6 pillars of our educational community, I am honored to deliver remarks on behalf of the entire fraternity of the Department of Education, and specifically our Minister for Education, the Honorable Sean Edward, who sends his apologies for not being part of this grand celebration since he's a little unwell, but extends greetings and congratulatory remarks to all our retirees this evening. Colleagues, tonight is not just a retirement dinner. It is a moment to reflect on the incredible contributions of individuals who have dedicated decades to the noble cause of education. First and foremost, let us pay tribute to a true stalwart in education, Mrs. Therese Johnny. Mrs. Therese Johnny has served an outstanding 41 years as an educator, inclusive of 16 years as a principal. Mrs. Johnny, your legacy is one of resilience and leadership. Your 4 decades of service have been marked by a steadfast commitment to fostering an environment where both students and teachers flourish. Your tenure as principal, marked by vision and compassion, has set a standard for educational leadership that will endure for generations to come. Thank you, Mrs. Johnny. The remarkable Mrs. Marcelina Newton-Joseph, who is joining us virtually, with an impressive 42 years as an educator, including 14 years as a principal. Your impact on the lives of students and the educational community at large is immeasurable. Your dedication to creating a nurturing and inclusive learning environment has enriched the educational experience for countless students and teachers. Your legacy, Mrs. Joseph, is one of compassion, excellence, and a tireless pursuit of educational equity, and for this we say thank you. Mr. Terence Fenel. With an incredible 42 years as an educator, including a commendable 24 years as principal, and I need to say, a principal par excellence. Your leadership, sir, has been the cornerstone of the success of your school. Your unwavering commitment to education and the holistic development of not only your students, but your staff as well, has set a high standard for those who follow in your footsteps. The impact of your guidance will resonate for many years in the hallways of the Babonneau Secondary School. Thank you, sir, for such a legacy in our educational ecosystem. Mr. Davis Thomas. Your 28 years as an educator, including 12 years as a principal, have left a profound mark on the educational landscape. Your dedication to fostering a love for learning and creating a positive and nurturing school environment has created a lasting impact on the lives of the students you served and the staff with whom you worked. Your leadership, Mr. Thomas, epitomized educational excellence and a deep commitment to the betterment of each student, especially the most vulnerable and marginalized. Thank you for your immeasurable contribution to education. Mr. Peter Louisy, you gave an impressive 44 years as an educator. 3 of these years as vice principal, followed by your role as acting principal. Your tenure has been defined by an unyielding commitment to academic rigor and a passion for cultivating inquisitive minds. Your legacy, Mr. Louisy, is one of wisdom, experience, and dedication to the intellectual growth of your students. Thank you, Mr. Louisy, for your selfless contribution to education, and for impacting lives and making that difference, not only in the lives of students, but in the lives of many teachers. Mrs. Winnicage King, we salute you for many years of service as an educator, including 6 years as a principal. Your contributions to education go beyond the classroom, shaping the very foundation of our educational institutions and, very importantly, our boys. Your commitment to fostering a love for learning and a sense of community has left an enduring mark on the hearts and minds of those you nurtured. And for this, we say thank you. To Mrs. Johnny, Mrs. Newton-Joseph, Mr. Fenel, Mr. Thomas, Mr. Louisy, and Mrs. King, on behalf of the entire education community, I extend our deepest gratitude for your years of service, dedication, and the profound impact you've had on the lives of staff and students. Your legacies are etched in the history of our educational institutions, and your influence will continue to guide us as we move forward. As you embark on this well-deserved chapter of retirement, may it be filled with joy, fulfillment, and the knowledge that your contributions have made a lasting difference. Thank you for your service, and congratulations on a career that has truly shaped the future of our country. Cheers to each of you. Raise your glasses, folks. And may your retirement be as enriching as the countless lives you've touched throughout your illustrious careers. Thank you, everyone. Cheers.
It is with a heavy heart that I am presenting to you this. I am right now sitting on your chair. And the reason why I'm saying this, we are children of 2 siblings. Yes. children of two siblings. And I'm feeling it deep down that I am occupying the chair of my first cousin, and he's right now leaving us before time. But we know, Mr. Rags, you will rise again, like the phoenix. You will rise again. We claim it tonight. In Jesus' name, Mr. Rags will rise again. God bless you.
We will start with the video presentation for Ms. Marcelina Newton.
Good night, everyone. I started this journey at the Mikud RC Infant School in October of 1981, where I taught for 26 years, Stage 1 to Standard 1, now known as Kindergarten to Grade 3. I was also responsible for the special needs program at the school, helping students with learning needs. From the beginning of my teaching career, I have leaned on the quote by Ignacio Estrada: "If a child cannot learn the way we teach, maybe we should teach them the way they learn." And this I have followed throughout. During my time at the Mikud Infant School, I completed my teacher's certificate at the then Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. I then pursued the bachelor's degree in educational administration with the University of the West Indies and an advanced certificate in special education with Lynchburg College. These two programs were done simultaneously, completing both in 2007. In September 2007, I was then transferred to the Angers Secondary School, where I organized the Special Education Needs Program. As I was settling at the Angers Secondary School, I was appointed as the acting principal at the Mikud RC Infant School in March 2009. Then I pursued the master's degree in literacy and completed in 2013. In 2013, the Mikud Infant School and the Mikud Primary School were merged. I was then appointed as the principal of the Monrepo RC Combined School. In 2019, the Monrepo Combined School and the Pasias Combined School were merged to form the Monrepo Pasias Combined School. I then became the principal of this merged institution. I can describe this journey as a successful one, but not without challenges. Although there were roadblocks, potholes, hurdles, and sometimes the potholes were so deep and wide and filled with water, and I was not sure on which side of the road that I had to cross. However, by God's grace and God's help, I always found a way to maneuver around those potholes and to make things happen. During my journey as a principal, I have been supported and strengthened by persons we consider as a school family. Miss Filbert, Mrs. Lubin Burke, Mrs. Etienne, Miss Flavia, Miss Dantes, Mr. St. Paul, and our now EO, Mr. Sheriff. I extend a heartfelt thank you to all of you. I am also thankful for the teachers I had the opportunity to work with. The teachers at the Mikud Infant School, the Angers Secondary School, the Monrepo Combined School, and the Monrepo Pasias Combined School. One thing I would like to leave with you, principals, I would like you to give your teachers the autonomy to do things. This will help them to create a sense of accomplishment and a level of control of what takes place at the school. It will also allow them to reach their full potential, build their skills and leadership, and also teamwork is being fostered. As a result, your workload is going to be less. Teamwork has enabled us to overcome a lot of the challenges, especially the now CPEA era. Principals, be visible at your school. Do not cave yourself in an office. Visit your classrooms regularly. Just pop in to say hello. Teach the classes, especially when the teacher is out. The children enjoy when the principal teaches them. Let your students know you. Be with them. As I exit this wonderful and prestigious profession, I want to wish all of you well. I lean on this verse from Jeremiah 29, verse 11. I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. I know my future is in the hands of God. As I step into this new era of my life, I will continue to rely on His mighty hand. I did enjoy this journey, working with different levels of students from the infant to secondary, and also being the center of 2 school mergers. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Good night, everyone. I would like to first thank you for being here today to celebrate my retirement. Now, I would like you to close your eyes for a few seconds and imagine blue skies, clear beaches, and golden sun. Listen to the waves crashing along the shore. This is where I am. I stand at the beach where each grain of sand represents my accomplishments, my hard work, the lives I have impacted, however little or inconsequential some may see it. It has been an incredible journey swimming tirelessly through the sea of life, working with some amazing people and learning to be a competent and dedicated leader. My career as an educator commenced when I was very young, energetic, and eager. After graduating from the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School in 1982, I landed my first job as a grade 5 teacher at the Balata Primary School. I served in many capacities at the school, which included, but was not limited to, literacy coordinator, acting principal, and teacher of grades 3, 5, and 6. I worked hard. My philosophy was that I came to do a job and I needed to do it to the best of my ability. After many years of service at the Balata School, I applied to be the principal of the Lage Primary School when a vacancy was announced. Believe me, I was nervous and a bit hesitant at first. However, I knew that if given the chance, I would do my best and would be able to swim through any rough seas presented along my journey. In January 2008, I became the principal of the Lage Primary School, where I was met with a talented and dedicated team, some of which have retired, some have gone to other schools, and some who are still there working tirelessly. As a captain of a ship, everyone knows that it will not always be smooth sailing. But we know that behind every cloud lies a silver lining. And I can tell you the silver linings presents were beautiful. As I reflect upon my days of service, I realize that back then, when I chose to become a teacher, the decision was based on the premise that teaching was a noble profession, because those who taught me left an indelible impression on me. I had strong admiration for my own teachers and considered them role models that I had to emulate as a result. My goals and aspirations after I joined the profession was to instill in students a sense of pride and belonging by providing them with both formal and informal education where they could become functional adults in society and by extension, someone others can look up to. Moreover, I realized that in all my achievements, both great and small, the one that really stands out for me is when I'm referring to my school, placed 7th at CPEA with a mean of over 77%. That day, the entire school was in joyous mood. I have never seen that before. However, there were moments when we struggled to meet the national mean. This did not prevent us from pushing our students and encouraging them to be the best they could. My favorite quote as a principal is none other than the school's motto, which embodies what students, teachers, and society should aspire for, and that is whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. Indeed, in my opinion, there is nothing as simple yet effective as these words. As I move on to the next chapter of my life, I am excited about the new opportunities that await me. Retirement is not the end, but a new beginning, and I plan to make it just that. I want to take a moment at this time to thank my colleagues and mentors for their unwavering support and encouragement. Thank you all for being a part of my journey. Your friendship and support have been a constant source of inspiration, and I will cherish the memories we have made together. Thank you and have a blessed night.
Video of Miss Winnie King.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Teach each child, love each child, know what your students' needs are. Be an example to your students. Be present and give this vocation your all. And when you've given all that you can give and can give no more, bow out gracefully. These are the guided words of the great, in my eyes, Mr. MacArthur Fowell, who greeted, supervised, and molded me when I joined the staff of the St. Aloysius R.C. Boys' primary school in 1987, the second school that I taught at. These are also the guided words that I tried to emulate, especially after I started having my own children and committed to bringing to students what I would have loved for their teachers to bring to them. Over the years, I have excelled under the guidance of other great persons in the profession that I am truly grateful for. My mother, who had been a teacher, principal, and graphic artist. She literally sent me to teach, but was a pillar of strength and helped during teaching practice with perfect charts that impressed Dr. Brooms, practice and lots of it in the presentation of lessons and the all-important preparation in the structure of my lesson plans. Mr. Julian Monrose criticized, encouraged, and cheered me on whenever it was necessary. He encouraged professional development, not just for the sake of developing oneself, but to bring something better to the table at which the students must dine and to be a more considerate being of others. Dr. Rosie Mathre and Father Cecil Goodman provided spiritual counseling to help with interacting with others with compassion, patience, and simplicity. I must not forget the many parents who made it worth the while in showing up and being present, because even though they had their own struggles, they cared and made me want to care even more. I'm proud to have been a teacher. I am even more proud that I followed in my mother's footsteps of a chosen profession and that 2 of my 7 children have followed us by choosing to teach, to love, and to care for children. As a principal, the words that guided me and the words that I'd leave for others are by Lao Tzu. In dwelling, live close to the ground. In thinking, keep it simple. In conflict, be fair and generous. In governing, don't try to control. In work, do what you enjoy. In family life, be completely present.
Mr. Peter Louisy.
A blessed and wonderful evening to everyone. I am encouraged by the saying, hard work and determination bring success. This saying has been my guide throughout my 45 years in the teaching profession. My name is Peter Louisy from the beautiful community of Foaso Babuno. I am a family man, happily married to Mrs. Sandy Louisy, a proud father of a 25-year-old son and a 20-year-old daughter. Upon leaving the Foaso Primary School in Standard 6 In July 1978, I was in search of employment. In September 1978, I was appointed as a teacher at the Babonneau Primary School, where I taught until February 2016. From March 2016 to October 2016, I was called upon to serve as the acting district education officer for District 1. In October 2016, I was appointed as the vice principal of the Vidbouteille Secondary School, presently known as the Patricia D. James Secondary School. I also served as the acting principal until my retirement in March 2023. While I was at primary school, I stood out as one of the well-disciplined and bright students. As a result, my teachers and the principal allowed me to play the role of teacher during the absence of a teacher. This really motivated me and built me as a teacher. During my career, I must say that I made great strides. One of the things which stands out for me is that coming straight from primary school without any qualification, I climbed the ladder of success. I was able to get my CXCs. I was able to pursue different programs. I went to Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, became a qualified teacher. I also moved up to the rank of being a principal, having acquired my master's degree. And this year, it should be noted that I have been a role model for my students, especially the male students. I have also been a mentor for young teachers, and most of them presently, they have moved to the position of principals. One of the things which stood out for me as a leader was my ability to maintain positive interpersonal relationship with my staff members. For me, changing lives of students, this is something I really cherished. And I must say there are days when my students would come to school without a meal, without bus fare, and it was really heartbroken. I had to assist them. I felt good that I made a difference in the lives of these students. These students were able to remain in school until they reached Form 5. There were struggling moments at school, and one of them, I must say, was ability to deal with difficult parents. It was very challenging at times. My favorite quote for my teachers, I must say, cover your back. And I would use it at every meeting, every session I had. I would say to the teachers, cover your back. And if you go to the school at present, at Patricia D. James, the teachers will say to you, cover your back. I am inspired by the teachers, the level of support that they gave to me, the love that they poured out, and the commitment to their duty. In all things, we must give thanks. I want to say special thanks to the Ministry of Education for the confidence that they placed in me to lead the principals of District 1, the education officer, the teachers of the Patricia D. James Secondary School, who embraced me with open arms and continued to display that level of teamwork, unity, and commitment. To the parents, I must say, during this time, I developed relationship with parents, and we worked well, I must say. To principals who are continuing, we all know that the work can be very stressful, it can be very challenging. If I had to do it again, I would do it. However, one of the things that I would do differently is management of time. I think I devoted most of my time to schoolwork. I was very much engrossed in schoolwork, and I did not give much attention to self-care. One of the things that happened to me very often, I must say, I would not have lunch on time. My lunch hour is about 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, because I always wanted to solve every problem and deal with every situation at the school. I think one of the things that must be done is to manage your time properly and ensure that you find time for yourself, because if you don't find time for yourself, you will not be able to manage effectively. Principals and those who are aspiring to become principals, my advice to you: ensure that it is a we team, not an I team. Maintain a positive relationship with your teachers. Find time for different activities. For me, I don't see retirement as an end. I am very passionate about helping people. I will continue to serve teachers, especially at the Teachers Credit Cooperative, to ensure that their lives are impacted in a very positive way. I will also endeavor to provide support for schools that I have served, as well as finding a new profession. I would like to thank the National Principals Association for your support. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Good evening.
With the people, your mother tell you keep calm. Zintex full of ram like Islam.
Ladies and gentlemen, Terence Erasmus Fenel, born June 2nd, 1963. In 1981, Mr. Fenel's journey as a teacher began at the St. Aloysius RC Boys School under the guidance of Mr. Fowell. The atmosphere was extraordinary. It felt like a close-knit family where they looked out for one another. They worked hard, put in their best effort, working diligently to educate their students. But it wasn't just about work. It was a place where they enjoyed a strong sense of camaraderie. Afternoons were particularly memorable as they come together to relax and play dominoes. These moments were more than just games. They were a time for laughter and bonding, fostering a sense of unity among the teachers. Looking back, it's heartwarming to reflect on how it all started and how the sense of togetherness and fellowship remained a cherished part of his teaching experience throughout the years. In 1999, his journey as the principal of the Babonus Secondary School commenced, and it was an adventure filled with immense significance. The school was newly built, making him the first principal to lead the institution. As he stepped into new leadership role, it was abundantly clear that this was an opportunity for him to guide both the staff and students towards a future of promise and potential. Working alongside a dedicated team of staff and motivated students, his collective goal was to transform the school into a school of choice for the community. It wasn't just about education. It was about instilling values, nurturing a spirit of achievement, and creating an environment where students thrived. Throughout his tenure, he implemented various activities at the school to engage and enrich the life of students. These initiatives were more than just extracurricular activities. They were a vital part of the holistic development of students, fostering greater creativity and character. As years passed, he had the privilege of witnessing numerous students and staff members not only excelling academically, but also growing personally. This was the most rewarding aspect of his journey. Seeing the tangible impact of collective efforts in shaping lives, nurturing talent, and helping students and staff members succeed. One may ask what inspired Mr. Fenel to join the profession. Mr. Fenel was inspired to become a teacher by deep love for children and strong desire to make a difference in people's lives through education. His primary goal has always been to see individuals succeed and thrive. Working with students gave him fulfillment in nurturing their growth, helping them realize their potential, and guiding them towards success. He believed that education is passion and innovation in the classroom as they build blocks of our success. The success he thoroughly enjoyed at the Babuno Secondary School. Mr. Fenel now would like to share some words of wisdom and advice to those who he left behind. One is to embrace change, and embracing change with an open mind and a willingness to adapt to new teaching methods, technologies, and pedagogical approaches. Change can be a source of growth and innovation. Nurture relationships. The relationships you build with students, colleagues, and parents are at the heart of what you do. These connections have to be powerful to inspire, to support, and transform lives. Value and nurture them. He wants to remind us to take care of ourselves. The demands of the profession can be intense. Don't forget to take care of yourself, both physically and mentally. And as a leader, his greatest achievement is making Babuno Secondary School a school of choice. Throughout his career, he would like to share that he had done leadership training, being able to secure 2 scholarships yearly for graduating students, creating the Fixed Media Center at the school, creating the multimedia room, and improving CXC performance every year. What inspired him, or his favorite quote is, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me." Mr. Fenel is grateful to his incredible staff. He wants to say thank you for your unwavering commitment to providing a nurturing and inspiring environment for students. Your hard work and passion is notwithstanding great. Ladies and gentlemen, Terence Fenel. 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 Terence Fenel.
Mr. Davis Thomas.
It started my journey different from the typical educator, and perhaps it also ended in a different manner. I worked in my early years with the American Airlines Ground Services in Vieux Fort and later joined the Royal St. Lucia Police Force during a period where respect for the law started to disintegrate. My aunt, who worked with the Minister of Education, the late Honorable Louis George, advised me to join the teaching profession. She set up an appointment with Mrs. Elizabeth Setage, who was the principal of the Vidbutei Combined School at that time. The interview lasted no more than 5 minutes, and I was told that I would be teaching Standard 4 with a teacher by the name of Mistress Marian Dugaya. We had about 58 students in one class, and after just 6 short weeks, I was given 30 of these students to manage on my own. As a young teacher, I was entrusted with many responsibilities at the school, working very closely with the principal and other senior staff members. The only teacher with less than 2 years experience and in charge of reviewing all teachers' appraisals or confidential reports, school finance, mathematics planning, and also test item writing. I accompanied the principal to several meetings and also represented her at a few, long before I became a trained teacher. After 5 years in the profession, I decided to apply and successfully got into DTEEA to complete the associate degree in primary education and the certificate in teaching. I went back to the Vidbutei Primary School as a grade 5 teacher for 1 year and then began a full-time physical education program at the school. I also introduced a basic information and technology program at the school. With the assistance of then education officer, Mr. Julian Delody, I was able to source some equipment from the Department of Education to furnish a room at the school to introduce IT to all grades. The program turned out to exceed its objectives as the teachers were also introduced to the use of IT in teaching and learning. In 2005, in an effort to improve my academic CV, I applied to complete a first degree in educational administration with UWI. I graduated with honors in 2007 and was reassigned to my duties at the Vidbutei Combined School as an IT teacher. During that time, I worked very closely with Mistress Lyril Arthur Stanislas, and we assisted the then principal, Mrs. Elizabeth Prudent, in running the school. I also studied a postgrad diploma in curriculum development and distant learning with UWI. I successfully completed this course and wanted a change in environment. So I applied to become a teacher of mathematics and geography at St. Mary's College and also biology and integrated science at Leon Hess Comprehensive Secondary School. Both applications were accepted after my interviews. I had the dilemma of choosing one of the two schools and eventually chose SMC. After being introduced to the mathematics department at SMC, I was handed my timetable to commence teaching the following day. While waiting in Mr. Sion's office, I received a call from the chief education officer at that time, informing me that since I did not complete an A-level course in mathematics, I would not be able to teach math at SMC. That was the lowest moment in my teaching career. I was so disappointed. I returned to Vidbutei, where I basically became the principal's assistant along with Mr. Stanislas, and we continued to strengthen the IT program that I started. In March 2010, I received a call from someone who shall not be named, advising me to apply for the post of principal at RC Boys Infant School, to which I was a bit hesitant, but eventually did. 4 weeks later, I received another call from the Department of Education, informing me that due to certain circumstances, there will be a vacant post for principal at the Bocage Primary School, and that I was selected to the acting position based on my performance at the recent interviews for another school. A few days later, I was introduced to the staff of the Bocage Combined School, and the rest is history. I enjoyed working with the few parents and staff of the Bocage Combined School. I felt the sense of community among all key stakeholders. When I took over, we were struggling academically and tried to put some programs in place to support our high percentage of slow and struggling learners. Some improvements were made, but we were severely hampered by the cycle of poverty which influenced our parents' perception of the importance of school in their family's development. After my 11th year into the profession, I began my battle with a special medical condition and had to undergo 2 major surgeries in consecutive years to work towards a healthy body again. I was advised by my doctors to consider a less stressful occupation to give my body time to heal as I undergo different types of treatment. This is what has brought me here today. I do not think that I would change anything along my career path because I know I gave 150% of my physical self and my effort. I am very thankful to the Department of Education for giving me the opportunity to grow professionally and share my knowledge and influence so many people in this society. I am truly grateful for that. My best quote: success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. That's by Winston Churchill. Some inspirational words that I would like to leave with others here. 2 Corinthians 5 tells us that our physical bodies are like tents we live in here on earth, meaning life here is temporary, it is frail, and it can be hoisted away in an instant. Therefore, we should spend our time being kind to others. Do not destroy others' emotional intelligence by showing hatred towards them. Long live the education system. I thank you.
Today marks a very significant milestone in our lives. As we stand there, I'm a little more emotional. Normally I'm not so, but you understand. You'll forgive me, right? as we bid farewell to a very fulfilling career. It is with mixed emotions that as I stand there, we reflect, all of us, I'm speaking on behalf, collectively, we reflect on the memories, and there are many, and the accomplishments we've shared. I think we'll forever be grateful for the invaluable experiences and the meaningful connections and the knowledge we have gained along the way. As we embark on this new chapter, some of us, we're still young. We're going on to other things. We wish to express our deepest gratitude to all of you who have supported and inspired us throughout this journey. We know retirement is not the end, but a new beginning. And I think I can speak for all of us when I say, we look forward to embracing the joys and the adventures that lie before us. I want to thank you on our behalf for an extremely pleasant and great evening. Thank you very much.